What happens to a family when parents cannot afford period products for their children? This is Emily from Pad the Mitten at Michigan State University. My club's mission is to donate period products to those who need them and provide public education materials regarding menstruation. This video is part of our spring semester education series, and in this episode, we are going to dive into the impact of period poverty during childhood through a presentation created by Zainab Fayaz. Thank you so much for showing interest in our series, and we hope you enjoy.
I'm Kathleen. I'm the president of Pad the Mitten, and tonight I'm going to be presenting about period poverty during childhood. So typically, we imagine period and menstruation to be more of an adult topic, but considering that kids enter puberty around age 12, it's very common for kids to experience period poverty during childhood. And this happens when parents can't afford period products. And that makes sense because kids financially rely on their parents, and they will financially rely on them, sometimes until age 16 and they'll get a job, but sometimes it can also be up until age 18. And in a study, they showed that menstruators typically spend about $13.25 a month, which for parents would be $954 per kid, while having them in their household before they can be legal adults. And the effects of period poverty can include embarrassment and shame because of the stigma that culture can have around menstruation, and they'll be too scared to ask for period products, whether they're in school or a building, or asking other people if they have a period product to spare. And they can also have a lot of anxiety about bleeding through and having other kids see it and then just feeling so embarrassed about it. So that can really affect them when they're in school and they're supposed to be focusing on learning, but instead they have this anxiety, like, I can't focus on my schoolwork, like what if I'm bleeding through and everything. And sometimes the anxiety and also just the lack of absorbent materials can cause menstruators to miss school. And in countries like Turkey, Mexico, Canada, and the United Kingdom, nearly 1 in 10 girls have missed school because they didn't have access to proper hygienic period products. And in the United States, it's even worse. It's 1 in 5, which is just crazy considering that America is considered such an affluent country. So we're going to be watching this YouTube video talking about period poverty, a journey through the pain, the struggle, and the taboo. And this is a British video, but the theme in it definitely applies to what a lot of kids experience in America. We'll just be waiting for this ad to end. Okay. Wait, this is the wrong one. Hold on a second. Don't know how that happened. Okay, I got it fixed. I'll go back to sharing my screen. So there is a lot to unpack in that video, but I think some like really important messages here is that like, you know, parents, they have so many things that they have to pay for, and sometimes period products are just not on the top of that list of priorities, which is understandable because you'll have to pay for needs like housing and food and electricity and water. And also just the even though like this guy in the video was super nice and everything, and like that was great, like literally role model of how guys should treat menstruation, but even when he went back to his friends, like, you know, he didn't like, I mean, it was nice, like he didn't bring up her menstruation because it would embarrass her, but it just shows how much stigma there is around menstruation, that you can't talk about it openly. You know, he lied to his friend saying like, oh, it was like my cousin's jumper, because he didn't want to embarrass her. But it's just the idea that menstruation is an embarrassing topic that's just so troublesome, and it should be like really normalized to talk about, because it period poverty is just something that so many people struggle with. So that was that video. And then there's this other video, and it's titled "Cities Take on Period Poverty as a Way to Keep Kids in School." So some really important points of this video include, using different terms for menstruation. So like that time of month, or Aunt Flo has come to visit, or Shark Week. And, we've basically taught kids from an early age to like be too embarrassed to even call a period. And then that goes on to when they need a period product and they're too embarrassed to ask somebody like a nurse for pads while they're at school. And yeah, kids can be chronically absent. They'll miss 10% of the school year, missing a whole week like every month. That stacks up and they're going to get behind their schoolwork, and that's not fair to them when they have a bodily function that they can't control. And also like this was recent, but attendance increased 2.4% when New York City schools offered free period products, and this is from the National Education Association. And I mean, that's just like, that shows like right there, like once you offer like free period products, then you're going to get like more participation from students, and it's just going to be like so much better for free education. And also finding like proxy products, like rolling up toilet paper. I know that I've definitely done that when even at Michigan State, because not all period product dispensers at Michigan State like offer free period products. So definitely there have been times where I've just had to use rolled up toilet paper, and going from class to class to class, like being anxious, and then trying to like run back to my dorm like in between when I can to try to find a pad. And also when like somebody doesn't change their like period product as often as they should, it can create risks for toxic shock syndrome, and those risks increase when you're not using regulated period products. So if you're constantly just using toilet paper or paper towels, those health risks increase because those products are not meant for your period. And also there was this article, how helping women or helping girls like manage their periods can fight poverty, just poverty in general. Like millions of menstruators, they miss school, and part of that is because they lack the information, and they also like lack the product and how to navigate their period. And brands like Always, Whisper, and Orchid, they help menstruators get the education and support they need to stay in school. And they have this program with puberty and confidence education. And it offers the kind of life skills and confidence education that increases menstruators' knowledge, influence, and voice. And they lead themselves, their families, and their communities out of poverty with this knowledge that they bring to them. And recent researchers in Kenya revealed that 92% of girls who participated in the Always program agreed that their self-confidence increased because of what they had learned about menstrual protection and their bodies. And confidence from an early age is just so important. Like, I'm sure everybody can agree, like when you're going through puberty and you're getting like your period for the first time, you just feel like so awkward, and you just like, you don't want people to look at you, you don't want to bring attention to yourself. And then like when you don't have period products, but you're in need of them, like it's just like hard to reach out, and it can really affect your confidence. So these programs like this that not only teach you like how to take care of your body for like such an important like life milestone of like hitting puberty, but like also just like getting that confidence back, it's just amazing. And also how investing menstruators education can improve countries and economics. So when you educate a girl, you improve her self-worth and her ability to advocate for her needs within her family and her community. So she's less likely to experience child marriage. She's less likely to experience teen pregnancy, and she's more likely to participate in the formal economy. This is a quote, and according to the World Bank, for every extra year of primary education beyond the mean, a girl's eventual wage rate increases an average of 10 to 20%, and an increase of just 1% in the share of women with secondary education can increase a country's annual per capita income growth rate by 0.3%. So that's like really great. That's the end of this PowerPoint, but I'm going to stop recording and we're going to now have like a discussion, create a safe space for anybody who wants to talk about their own experiences, because, you know, menstruation's still seen as a taboo thing, but we don't have to make it taboo within ourselves. So that's our next thing that we're going to be doing for this meeting. And our next event is exercises to help period cramps. And also we have a Discord. So feel free to like email me in the, or like send me a message in the chat if you're not already in the Discord.